You were sending out videos like crazy last night, and you show up with your Islander hat on this morning. You're front running bandwagon.
Hell yeah, I'm not hiding from that. Yeah,
I'm telling you, you are 100%. And I just want to say thank you to Clark Gillies and to John Ledecky for sending me videos through you. I appreciate it. I don't know why everybody hates me. I'm the only one around here who actually talks hockey, 365, and everybody's yelling at me through your videos.
Well, let me explain for people.
Right. I'm like, hey, come on, would everybody calm down? I mean, my son-in-law plays on your team. I mean, my son-in-law likes to think of himself as the modern-day Clark Gillies.
Sure.
And, everybody's screaming and yelling at me.
Well, let me explain.
And I'm the only guy around here that wants to talk about hockey.
Well, let me explain. For the people who didn't see this last night, you have to go to Twitter right now and check this out. I tweeted it out. I'm sure that the fan account did as well. So, as the Islanders, they score the empty net goal. It is their first of 2 empty net goals. And it is like the game's over. It's what 5-2 at that point,
and it's 6-2.
Then before it's 6-2,
okay.
it's 5-2 at first. There's only a couple minutes left in the game. It's over. They're playing Tampa in the Eastern Conference Final. So I decide that this is a good time to take a video and get everybody going nuts. So I hit the video, and then everybody's going nuts, and I want to get Ledecky just to see him celebrate. So there was no discussion about anything, no whatever. So he comes over to me, high fives me, and then just unsolicited starts screaming into the camera, "Take that, Boomer! Take that, Boomer!" I mean, we have to probably pull that because his intensity in this is it's insane.
But what did I do?
He's like a rabid dog. I mean, he was like a Rottweiler foaming at the mouth.
Hey, look. Here's the thing. The guy loves the Islanders. The guy has done more for that Islander franchise, getting the new building, giving them the resources along with Malkin, the other owner, to get Lou Lamoriello here, to bring Trotz here, to make the trade deadlines for Zajac and Palmieri, to give Pajot a new contract. I'm like, and I followed all of this, and I've spoken about all of this about his team and what's going on with his team and everything else. And on top of that, I invited him to Sydney and Matt's wedding.
You did,
when Lou Lamoriello said he couldn't come.
You did go out of your way to make sure that happened. That is all true.
And I got put in a really bad situation. I feel like, I'm a Ranger fan, okay?
We know.
But I love hockey, and I just want to sit back and watch a good hockey game. I want to see my son-in-law do well. And again, last night, his line, omnipresent everywhere, doing all the right things, sending the puck where the puck needs to go, not trying to do things that they're incapable of. And, they're a big reason why this team is beloved by its fan base.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to enjoy it. And then you're sending me these freaking videos. And I'm like, I'm not even there. I mean, you're sitting there with front-running Francesa and O'Reilly and all these other, Baba Booey and all these D-list celebrities and everything else. I mean,
so
Jesus,
weird.
God almighty. And now you know what it's like to be bougie, by the way.
It was so weird.
Bougie son of a bitch. And I'm glad that you had a good guy by the name of Jay.
Yeah, Jay was
awesome. Turned out to be a good listener who appreciated what you did for him yesterday. I thought that was really cool. And this is why you have to be the Pulse of the People award winner. Even though you're bougie, you're hanging out with these bougie people.
I just happen to be in the same place as them.
All these entitled son of a bitches. It's unbelievable.
Well,
I knew, and I'm going to let you get into it, but I knew before the game even started, listening to the national anthem.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Which was the most awesome thing. And I take my hat off to the Islander fans for doing that and for the slinky to sound like it did.
Oh, my goodness.
It really came across great on TV and everything else. But I don't want to be the scorn of anybody. I have nothing to do with this. I'm just talking about hockey. And
hey, clown.
You shut up. So here's the other thing I will say.
Right.
And as we get into the game and we talk about it and your experiences and everything, do you realize that Matthew Barzal, their most exciting player, breathtaking, takes the game over? Do you know how many minutes he played last night?
How many minutes did he play last night?
He played less than 11 minutes. He played about 25 seconds more than Matt Martin did last night. Think about that for a second.
Interesting.
And they scored 6 goals last night. I know 2 of them were empty net, but they, in the second half of the third period, they were incredible how dominating they were and how frustrating they were.
They snuffed them
Bruins.
out. I mean, the best way I could put it is they snuffed them out. I mean, there was a little bit of a flame left for the Bruins early on in the game, and the Islanders just snuffed it out. They come in waves. I mean, at the end of the game, it was just so impressive watching Barry Trotz just roll the lines, fresh legs, send him out there, clear the puck, win this game. And it was amazing. It really was. So the loudest that the place was, one was a national anthem, as you mentioned. And this is going to sound cheesy, but one of the coolest parts of the night. So as this is going on in the middle of the national anthem and everybody's singing, that Jay, he turns to me and he's like, I could tell, like, he's like emotional,
Oh, God.
He just slaps me on the back, and I was like, this was the right decision. At that point,
Yes.
It was like, this is like the right decision to be here. And then also, so that was obviously the loudest. Everybody's singing. It was amazing with the energy before the game. And then the second loudest was at the end, right before the 2 empty net goals as they're clearing the puck and time is ticking and everybody's on their feet screaming. So, I mean, even with not a completely full, and it was basically full, but not a completely full Coliseum, that was one of the loudest venues I have ever been to. Obviously, the LJ 4-point play is going to be at the top of that. That was the loudest I'd ever been. But this is right there. This is top 5 loudest, most intense atmospheres I have ever attended in sports.
The only thing, or whatever you want to call it, that didn't insult me last night was Sparky. But then again, did you even have a chance to hang out with Sparky? I'm glad Sydney didn't say anything stupid.
She didn't. She came to say hi. I tell you,
she did.
It's amazing. Like I don't know if it's her phone or what, but she took a picture of the two of us. Like, for whatever reason, I look like 20 pounds lighter in that picture next to her than I do in any other picture I took last night. I was like, did she touch me up in that picture?
Yeah, probably.
She probably went back to the box and like did some sort of like fat face thing, like it took the fat out of my face.
Yeah, probably.
I've got to ask her, because she's probably thinking, because she doesn't need anything like that. She probably takes a picture at any point of the day. She's going to look great. But like next to me, she's probably, let me just touch this guy up a little bit. Because if you look, I posted it. You see it. A lot of it.
Yeah. But
I was like, this is the greatest picture I've taken in like I don't know how long. Because I got to take old pictures standing next to her.
So here's the thing about the Islanders from a hockey standpoint. The first series against the Penguins, it was the Sorokin series.
Yeah.
This series against the Bruins, it's the Varlamov series. Yesterday, Matthew Barzal, I don't even think had a shot on goal. Only had about 10 minutes and 48 seconds of ice time, due in large part because they're playing a defensive game. They did have 3 penalties that were called against them. And by the way, all legitimate penalties. Even Matt's penalty was legitimate.
Yeah.
So they were all legitimate penalties. And it just goes to show you that they can win when their star player just doesn't have really all that much of an opportunity to be the guy that he needs to be on the ice. And it was the Bruins tried to come out. They tried to be physical. They tried to run the Islanders. The Islanders are going to back down from anybody. And then, of course, the Bruins are missing a lot of their players, especially on defense, and a lot of turnovers due in large part to the Islander forecheck. But I don't want to take anything away from what they've done. It's been great. They beat Pittsburgh and they beat Boston. Now they're going to see Tampa, a team. Now, remember, this semifinal will be against four teams will make the semifinals, of course. Either Vegas or Colorado will go against Montreal, Tampa against the Islanders. These teams haven't seen each other all year.
Yeah, that's right.
They haven't played each other. So the Islanders are coming through, playing Pittsburgh all those games during the regular season, Boston all those games during the regular season. And you remember at the end of the season when Taylor Hall first got to Boston, that's when they started to dominate the Islanders. And that's, I think, why going into this series against the Bruins, that many thought, this is going to be an easy walkthrough for the Bruins because of the way that they played at the end of the year when Taylor Hall finally got there. And Taylor Hall was not even a speck of an impact on this particular game last night. And by the way, the 3 New Jersey Devils, that would be Andy Green, Travis Zajac, and Kyle Palmieri.
Yeah.
Great pickups by Lou Lamoriello. J.G. Pajot last year was a great pickup, and then, of course, they extend him. So he has turned out to be a terrific player for the Islanders. And, of course, they have their old veterans back there. Nick Leddy gets no love whatsoever. Everybody's talking about Adam Pelech, and they should. But I'm telling you, Nick Leddy is incredible. He's an incredible player. He gets no love. Nobody ever talks about him. Nobody ever says anything about him. But if you watch him play and you watch how he just handles the puck and how he can skate, he's an amazing player. So they got a good mix. But that mix is really now going to be tested because Tampa Bay is a locked and loaded team. And I'm going to tell you why I think the NHL is screwing the Islanders. in this particular series. And it's a big problem, I think, that the NHL has to do something about, which they've decided not to do anything about. And it's definitely a game changer in the way the NHL is screwing the Islanders now.
Well, what are they at? Because of the schedule? Or that's a tease? All right, hold on to it. We'll talk about it later because I want to tell you I was on the Jumbotron last night. That was pretty cool.
Anything else happen? I mean, how much food did you eat?
Oh, I had a chicken. It was a chicken marsala sandwich, which I had never experienced in my life before. I had that.
Did you talk to Ledecky about maybe a Boomer and Geo sandwich, in the new building?
I did not. He was so fired up. I figured I'd get him in an off-season situation after this playoff run.
Now that you're a big Islander fan.
Well, yeah. I mean, of course, I make no bones about it that this is a bandwagon situation, but I am an Islander guy. A Long Island guy. So if I'm a Long Island guy, I have to be an Islander guy. So I had a chicken marsala sandwich. I backed that up with a hot dog, and then there was a little kiosk that had little tortellini in a bowl.
You had to have a little of that?
Had a little bit of that. So
I know you didn't drive drunk, but I mean, early on when you got there, did you participate?
Before the game, yeah. Couple of beers before the game.
All right, that's all right.
Yeah. And then the Jumbotron was very cool. So they put us up there, and it had, I tweeted out the picture, it had Greg Giannotti from the Boomer and Geo show, and then next to me, Jay. They put Jay up there, too. It's a Jay, random listener. So that's what they put up on the Jumbotron.
Did you guys at least get a hand?
Yeah. I mean, for sure.
I figured maybe half booze because my name was up there.
No, it was no half booze. There is that Ranger thing that goes on, though. There's no doubt about it.
Complex. I get it. I understand it. But, I don't know why everybody's yelling at me.
Yeah. I think that's a compliment.
I'm enjoying the hockey.
I think it's...
I'm getting, I'm like in a no-win situation. I got Ranger fans yelling at me because they think I'm rooting for the Islanders. And I got Islander fans hating me because they think I should be there because supporting my son-in-law. Of course I'm supporting my son-in-law.
Yeah, well, you have to.
It really comes down to my granddaughter. That's the only thing that really matters here.
Right, absolutely. But there was... So as I see Francesa in the VIP area before the game,
VIP and with Francesa, man.
So I see this. I see him over there, and I'm thinking, do I go up to him? Do I say
he's a jerk,
or do I not?
That would have been great if you guys would have had a fight there, like before the game, like to set the tone.
Well, that was the
guys
reason.
Dropped their gloves, and then you guys could have won after each other.
He probably was so disgusted because I'm in there with a jersey with my last name on the back of it. I'm there. He sees me on the Jumbotron, I'm sure. He probably is just with a random listener, it says. He was probably disgusted. So instead of saying hi to him, I didn't say hi. I avoided him like he was the Brazilian variant. I was like, there's just no way.
I mean,
everywhere he went, I was like the other way. I just didn't want any bad. It was the positive vibes only type of thing, man. I didn't want any bad energy, You
say hi to Bill O'Reilly.
I did not. No, he was very low energy. And he was
very low energy.
He felt like which was surprising. He was by himself, eating, very like an old man would eat by himself, like a bowl of soup at a diner or something. That's what it was like.
I do want to bring up something because you did tell me something before the show quickly. About some of the conversations you were having with some people.
Okay. Yeah.
And you said that there was one guy from Manhasset that had a couple kids that was also dressed in a Manhasset uniform, the khakis and the pink golf shirt or whatever golf shirt he had on, right? So, all right, so he's in the Manhasset uniform, and he's telling you that I almost hit him with my Raptor while he was running?
Yeah, that's what he told me, yeah. He said
hell is he talking about?
That you almost killed him. And it was recently, within the last week or so.
That is absolute 100%.
Right.
You know what?
Well, he might have, sure. I'm sure
that's a made-up story, just trying to, get you to react to something. Do you even know who the guy was?
No, I didn't. It was the first time I met him. Yeah, it was the first time I met the guy. So but he was a big listener, and he loved both of us. He just said, I live in Boomer's neighborhood. I'm right there. And he almost killed me the other day.
No. I told you last week I almost hit two bikers.
Yeah.
Coming off of Spring Street, making a left on Hudson, and the bikers going the wrong way, going south on a road that goes north.
Okay.
When you're making a left turn, they say that this is where all the accidents happen in the city. So you got to be really careful because of the crosswalks and all that other stuff. They don't tell you about the bikers going the wrong way. Idiots. And by the way, I did not run over anybody or even come close to running over anybody.
I believe you.
Manhasset.
I believe you.
And I'm sure he was probably running with running shorts and really nice running shoes and a very bright shirt. So I guarantee you that there is no way in the world that I would actually even try to run somebody over running.
This guy was a very nice guy. I just probably was mistaken. That's all. It's a better story if it's you that almost killed him than somebody else with a Raptor.
You're right. But this is the kind of crap. Again.
Yeah.
So you got Clark Gillies coming after me, who is unfunny. unfunny. You have Ledecky screaming at me.
Yeah.
And then you got a Manhasset, a neighbor,
Right.
saying that I almost ran him over.
Yeah, they really had you in the crosshairs last night. They did. This group did. You guys pull the Ledecky screaming thing? We got to get that.
Can I just say one thing?
CeeLo's grabbing it because he thinks he has to clean it up a little as far as sound.
Oh, okay, all right.
Background.
So a couple years ago, when Matt was going to be moved from Toronto,
Yeah.
I told you I sat down with him and we talked about options where he could go. You know, he could go back home and go play for the Detroit Red Wings because that's where he grew up.
Sure.
Windsor's right across the river right there in Canada, and that's his hometown team. He loves Detroit, loves the Lions, loves the Tigers, all that other stuff. And he could go to the Rangers. The Rangers really would have liked to have him.
Yeah.
Right? And I remember I got a call from Brendan Shanahan saying, you know, we love your son-in-law. It's unfortunate things didn't work out here. You know, we'll send him wherever he wants to go. We owe him that. That's a tremendous job by Brendan
Sure,
Shanahan.
it doesn't happen a lot in pro sports, yeah.
Right. And of course, Lou Lamoriello at that time now is running the Islanders. He has now come from Toronto and he's running the Islanders. And whatever happened in Toronto with Babcock and Lou and Matt and Marner and all that other stuff, that's left up there.
Yeah.
This is now Matt's future. And it's going to be, you know, condensed future. Is it 5 years? Is it 6 years? Who knows how long it's going to be? Is it 3 years? So I remember sitting there and I said, look, man, this is my advice to you. My advice to you is, while it would be great to wear an original 6 jersey, and there'd be nothing like that because there is nothing like wearing an original 6 jersey, a real jersey. I have to tell you, if I was advising you, I would go with Lou Lamoriello if he wants you, and I would try to reunite with Cal and Casey because that's where you had some of your best success. And that was my advice.
Yeah.
I mean, and ultimately it happened, and Lou was able to get him from Toronto.
Well, I don't know
and
why
look
you're
how this whole
defending
thing-
yourself
Look
here.
how
I mean-
this whole thing worked out. But I'm just did the idiots know last night that that's what I did for them?
I take this as a compliment because they're enjoying one of the great moments in their franchise's recent history, and they're thinking about you. It's sort of like Bryson DeChambeau and Brooks Koepka. Like whatever success they're having, they're thinking about the other guy. Like, I mean, to me, that's like the compliment of all compliments.
True, I get it. I understand that part of it. You know, the whole Clark Gillies thing. I have nothing but mad respect for that guy. He's a great hockey player, pretty good golfer.
Yeah.
Horrendous joke teller. And unfunny. Couldn't sit in here for 4 hours and do this every day, 5 days a week.
Sure. Yeah.
And he's got to take shots at me.
He did. He did
Clark,
take shots.
Man, I play in your golf tournament, everything else. I love you. And you're taking shots at me.
I did kind of set him up. I did. I'll have to take some responsibility for that.
And this is the other thing, too.
Yeah.
I do believe that you were the impetus for all of this, that for some reason you felt like, oh, I have a partner in the morning that loves hockey. Let's try to make him look like a jackass.
No, I did not. So the only time I did was because you always bring up the Clark Gillies can't tell a joke thing. So I figured that was a good time to bring that up because he was talking hockey, and I said, let me get something else out of this. So I brought it up. The other stuff, totally unsolicited. I didn't say a word to John Ledecky about you at all. And by the way, thanks to him because he was the one who set me up there. The guy couldn't have been nicer. I mean, for crying out loud.
No, you know what? That's what
Just amazing.
This is what I say. I saw where he was sitting. That's where an owner should sit.
Yeah.
And even in the tough years, when things aren't going well, I have a feeling he'll be in the middle of it no matter what.
Absolutely.
And that's why you can appreciate it. And I know that, you know, they're going to a new building. You couldn't ask for a better situation to sell season tickets. I mean, your team has brought excitement to this fan base for the last 2 years, especially in the middle of a pandemic last year.
Yeah, we got to get over there, get a tour of that place. We do.
I told you that. Oh, that's right. That's right. I forgot. You are now the big shot around here.
Yeah, well, I'll get you in there if you need to.
Okay.
You want me to handle it? I'll handle it.
Yeah, you handle it.
Okay, I'll throw you a couple dates.
You handle it.
I'll handle it. I'll throw you a couple dates. Just give me a thumbs up and a text, all right?
Thumbs up.
Very good. All right,
handle
Boomer
it
and
now.
Gio on the Fan, CBS Sports Network.
Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the red bell so you're notified when we have new content.